Hello, guys. Welcome to Love and Redeem podcast, and I am your host, Alaki Wilonja. I'm so excited, guys. This is going to be a short video, and I'm sharing just lessons I've learned from reading the book of Esther. This is one of my favorite books in the Bible, and I have read it like so many times. I'm going just to share the lessons I've learned from reading this book. The first one is unknown to all, known by God. Esther was unknown to all. She was a nobody, but in God's eyes, she was somebody. Yes. So you can see yourself, no, I'm nothing. People don't treat me like I, I must be treated. I'm unknown, I'm a sin. No, not that you are known by God. And that is enough. The second lesson is when God decides to honor you, it doesn't matter your background, it doesn't matter where you come from. If He decides to honor you, He's going to do it. This is what God did with Queen Esther. Despite Esther's background, Jewish people were persecuted in that land because of their tribe. However, God didn't see like us human beings. Yes, God decided to honor Queen Esther despite her background. The third lesson is the power of keeping a secret. We can see that when Esther was already a queen in the palace, his uncle Mordecai told her to keep the secret, to not let anybody to know that she was Jewish. They even hide for calling her Esther. She was called Adasa, but they decided to change the name. So we are going to be Esther. His uncle Mordecai, they all hide the secret. And this is what we have to learn. This world, not everyone is happy for you. Keep your secret for yourself, especially for the things that you want to do. Let just let people see the result. Don't tell to people, I'm going to do this. No, this is my project, this is my plan. You're going to be disappointed. However, if you keep things for yourself and you just let people see the result, that's a good thing. And you see how far you are going to go. The next lesson is to always lean on God. To always lean on God. Yes, in good or in bad moments, lean on God. As in the book of Proverbs says, do not lean on your own understanding, but in all the ways acknowledge Him. So you don't have to lean on yourself. Queen Esther, when things were going badly, she kept leaning on God. She said, I'm going to do the fast because by myself, I cannot save my people. I'm going to lean on God by doing the fasting. Yes, tell everyone to do the 3 days fast. Yes, she knew that by by her own strength, she couldn't do anything. By her own strength, despite being the queen, she couldn't save her people. She decided to lean on God by fasting, by praying. Yes, that's how we have to learn to be willing to lean on God. When our strength failed us, when our knowledge, our skills failed us, let's remind ourselves to lean on God, the one who created us. The other lesson is made for such a time as this. This is message of Esther's uncle Mordecai. Mordecai told Esther, maybe who knows, you're made for such a time as this. This is a good lesson because that time Esther was trying to make herself like she doesn't have any power despite being a queen. I'm just a queen. I don't take decisions. So how can I save my people? Mordecai reminded her that who knows, you were made to be a queen for such a time as this. And this is a good reminder. This is a good reminder for us to know that if you are living, so especially for you, if you are going through bad moments, if you are going through difficult moments, just know if you are still breathing. And as much as you are still breathing, know that you are in this world for a purpose. You are in this world for such a time as this. The other lesson is your enemies who want to do evil to you will be the same people who will bow down to you, who will honor you. And this is the Haman case to Mordecai. Haman wanted to do evil to Mordecai. However, that same person was able to bow down before Mordecai. And the other lesson is your enemies will see you prosper again and again. Haman didn't want the Jewish people to prosper. He didn't want the Jewish people to be living in that country. However, he was dead, and the Jewish people remained living in that country. And despite all of that, the queen herself was a Jewish person. So, if you if you are crying, my enemies are doing this, my enemies are fighting this, are fighting me this and this, know that your enemies will see you prosper again and again. Your enemies will see you rise from the bottom to the top. Your enemies will bow down and honor you. The other lesson is when God says yes, no one can say no. When Jesus says yes, nobody can say no. When Jesus says yes, nobody can say no. Yes. So, among all the contestants, only Esther's beauty was captured by the king. Hmm, imagine, among all the contestants, you are the only one chosen to be a queen. That's grace. That's what we say when God says yes. No one, absolutely no one, can say no. And this is what we can learn in our lives. You have to know that only God has a final say. Don't say people say this about me, people say this, people are speaking this. Know that only God has a final say. Yes. The other lesson is the power of fasting. You see, the Queen Esther told Mordecai, go and tell all the people to fast for 3 days. And I'm going to do the fasting too. So, as I said earlier in that or in the other lesson, or as I said earlier, that the power of always leaning on God. Yes, we know fasting is powerful, prayer is powerful. There is a scripture, there is a Bible verse which says that there are certain demons only go out by prayer and fasting. Of course, there are certain requests that can be answered only through prayer and fasting. Maybe you have been praying for so long for some request. Maybe you should try fasting. Yes, praying is good, but try also fasting. There is power in fasting. Try to fast and see the result. And last but not least, we see how the Jew people were saved through Queen Esther. Yes, they were saved only because Esther was queen. When she spoke to the king listened. And sometimes in certain situations, there are going to be people who will be saved through you watching this. Maybe you have been delaying God's calling over your life. Maybe you have been hesitating to just say yes to God. Yes, God, you are calling me to do this. I'm saying yes, and I'm going out boldly. Maybe you have been hesitating. You have been fearing what people are going to say. I used to be there. I used to be there. I used to fear what people are going to be saying. I used to be there to hesitate. No, this is not me. This is not for me. I used to have doubt. Even though till now I still have doubts. I still doubt God. Can I do this? Can I do this? But when you just say yes to God, you say, God, use me the way you want. He's the one who's going to give you the strength to do it. He's the one who's going to give you the power to do what He's calling you to do. So, this is a lesson you can learn. If God is calling you, just say yes. Because some people's salvation will be through you. Because some people's healing will be through you. Because for some people to be edified, it's going to be through you. So just say yes to God and see how God is going to use you mightily. In whatever industry God is calling you, just say yes and see the work God is going to do just through you because He said yes. Yeah, those are lessons I've learned. And please, it is your turn now. Tell me in the comment the lessons you learned. So I'm going to be reading them. And I'll be glad to actually read the lessons. Don't feel ashamed to share what you have learned. Just share in the comment section because we can always learn from each other. So do not hesitate to tell us in the comments what you have learned through the Bible, especially through the book of Esther. So thank you so much, guys. You have been listening, watching to Loved and Redeemed podcast. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel Loved and Redeemed podcast. And don't forget to follow Loved and Redeemed podcast on Instagram. Thank you so much and see you in the next video. Stay blessed.